The mystery of the Apollo 8 creatures. In December of the year 1968, during the historic Apollo 8 mission, a series of unusual photographs emerged that have since become the focus of one of space exploration's more peculiar mysteries. The images appeared to depict massive, pale, tentacled objects seemingly floating in space near Earth. These strange shapes quickly captured the imagination of enthusiasts and researchers alike, with some suggesting they were living alien creatures, colossal beings capable of surviving in the vacuum of space. Others speculated that they could be enormous spacecraft of non-human origin, hidden in plain sight during one of humanity's most important space missions. NASA has never issued a definitive statement confirming or denying the nature of these objects. This lack of official clarification has only fueled speculation. The Apollo 8 mission, which was the first crewed spacecraft to leave Earth's orbit, circle the Moon, and return safely, was a landmark achievement in the space race. Against such a backdrop of technological triumph, the appearance of mysterious, squid-like shapes in mission photographs seemed almost too strange to be true. Some experts have offered grounded explanations, suggesting that these space squids were likely the result of photographic artifacts. In this interpretation, static discharges during the film development process could have created unusual branching patterns that, once captured on film, resembled tentacles. Under certain lighting and exposure conditions, these marks might take on an organic appearance, making them seem more like living entities than random visual distortions. However, there are those who remain unconvinced by this explanation. They point to the sheer scale of the objects in the photographs and the way their forms appear to occupy three-dimensional space rather than lying flat like a photographic blemish. Some theorists argue that if such creatures or structures exist, they may inhabit areas near planetary bodies, possibly feeding on solar radiation or existing in forms of life unfamiliar to Earth's biology. The intrigue surrounding the Apollo 8 images has been reinforced by accounts from astronauts who have described seeing unexplained phenomena during their missions. One notable example is Dr. Story Musgrave, a highly respected NASA astronaut who has spoken publicly about encountering what he described as mysterious, snake-like objects drifting through space. While Musgrave did not claim these were living creatures, his openness about witnessing something unusual has encouraged some to reconsider what might be possible in the vastness beyond our atmosphere. Believers in the authenticity of the Apollo 8 space squids suggest that NASA may deliberately withhold information about such sightings to avoid public panic or to maintain focus on the technological and scientific goals of space exploration. They claim that certain photographs could have been classified or removed from public archives, ensuring that only a fraction of what astronauts have truly seen is available for civilian study. Skeptics, on the other hand, emphasize the need for caution and critical thinking. Space photography, particularly from the era of the 1960s, was susceptible to numerous technical issues, from light leaks to dust contamination, that could produce misleading imagery. They argue that extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, and so far, no verifiable proof of giant, tentacled life forms existing in space has been presented. Regardless of the explanation, the photographs from the Apollo 8 mission remain a fascinating part of space exploration lore. They represent the intersection of human curiosity, technological achievement, and the enduring mystery of the unknown. Whether these images captured living beings, alien craft, or simple photographic anomalies, they continue to inspire discussion and imagination decades later. The possibility that space could harbor massive exotic life forms, whether biological or artificial, reminds humanity that the universe is far from fully understood. The Apollo 8 space squid mystery serves as a compelling example of how a single set of images can challenge perceptions, spark theories, and keep alive the sense of wonder that drives exploration itself. Mysterious object captured by pilot. The image in question, allegedly captured by a commercial pilot during a routine flight, depicts a bright, radiant object in the night sky. According to the pilot's account, the object appeared suddenly and overtook his aircraft at an astonishing speed. The central portion of the object emitted an intense, concentrated light, so bright that it obscured any finer structural details. From this brilliant core, several beams or trails of light extended outward, appearing to streak behind it as it moved. The pilot explained that as soon as he noticed the object, he was struck by the absence of standard aviation lighting. In compliance with international flight regulations, all aircraft are required to display specific navigation and anti-collision lights, red on the left wing, green on the right, and white on the tail, along with strobe lights for visibility. The mysterious object bore none of these identifying markers. This detail alone was unusual enough to prompt him to reach for his phone and capture a photograph. As he observed, the object did not linger for long. After pacing alongside the aircraft for only a brief moment, it accelerated away at a speed unlike anything he had seen before in his years of flying. The acceleration was smooth and sudden, with no sign of gradual build-up, leading him to conclude that the craft was capable of propulsion far beyond current known aviation technology. The light trails visible in the image may have been the result of high-speed motion, or possibly emissions from whatever propulsion system the object employed. The pilot's description has sparked considerable speculation. Some researchers and enthusiasts believe the image could represent genuine evidence of an unidentified flying object. They point to the extraordinary speed, the lack of conventional lighting, and the object's ability to overtake a commercial aircraft mid-flight as characteristics not consistent with typical aircraft, civilian or military. The brightness of the core light, they suggest, may indicate the use of an energy source or propulsion system unfamiliar to current engineering. Others have theorized that the object could be a new form of advanced military technology undergoing testing. Such a craft could potentially use experimental propulsion systems capable of incredible speed and maneuverability. However, many question the likelihood of testing such technology in proximity to a commercial flight path, citing the potential safety risks and the strict regulations governing airspace. The absence of any public announcement or explanation from military or aviation authorities further deepens the mystery. The image itself, while limited by the quality of a smartphone camera, clearly captures the unusual formation of light. The intense central glow dominates the frame, while the elongated light trails create a sense of dynamic movement. The object's presence against a backdrop of stars underscores the altitude and isolation of the encounter, lending weight to the pilot's claim that this occurred at cruising altitude in open airspace. For the pilot, the experience was both brief and deeply perplexing. He described being left with far more questions than answers about the origin of the object, its purpose, and the technology that enabled it to appear and disappear so swiftly. The sighting has remained vivid in his memory, not only because of the object's unusual appearance, but also because of the speed and ease with which it left the area. While skeptics may seek terrestrial explanations, the combination of eyewitness testimony, photographic evidence, and the unusual flight behavior continues to intrigue those open to the possibility that our skies may host craft far beyond our current understanding. Whether the object was an otherworldly visitor or a secret human-made vehicle, the encounter stands as another reminder that the skies above us still hold mysteries waiting to be solved. This image, with its radiant core and trailing beams of light, may one day be seen as an important piece of a much larger puzzle. Mysterious object seen leaving the moon. A peculiar photograph has circulated among space enthusiasts, showing what appears to be a mysterious object departing from the surface of the moon. The image captures a small but distinct form, seemingly in motion, leaving behind a faint trail as if propelled away from the lunar surface. The backdrop is the stark blackness of space, contrasted by the pale, cratered terrain of the moon. The nature of the object and its trajectory have led to much speculation, as the available information on the image is scarce. Even reverse image searches yield very little detail, adding to the intrigue surrounding its origin and authenticity. What makes the image particularly compelling is the suggestion of movement implied by the trail, which gives the impression that this is not simply a stationary anomaly or a camera artifact. The trail suggests propulsion or displacement, raising questions about whether the object is of human origin, a natural ejection from the moon's surface, or something entirely different. Without official confirmation or data, theories remain speculative. The mystery is deepened by the fact that no human has returned to the moon since the Apollo 17 mission in December of 1972. This long absence is puzzling to many, especially considering that today's technology is far more advanced than it was during the Apollo era. The engineering capabilities, computational power, and spaceflight experience available now would, in theory, make returning to the Moon and establishing a human presence more achievable than ever before. Yet, despite these advancements, decades have passed without another manned lunar mission. For some, this gap raises questions that go beyond budgetary or political explanations. There are those who believe that something significant was discovered during the Apollo missions, something that may have discouraged further human activity on the Moon. This theory suggests that the Apollo astronauts may have encountered phenomena or evidence that led to a decision, whether public or classified, to limit future manned exploration. The image of the unidentified object leaving the Moon feeds directly into such speculation. If the object is not a natural lunar occurrence, such as debris from a meteor impact, then the possibility arises that it could be a craft or device, either of human or non-human design. The idea of advanced technology operating in proximity to the Moon is compelling, especially for those who already suspect that the Moon might host unknown activities beyond public awareness. While skeptics argue that the object could be explained by lens artifacts, debris close to the camera, or other mundane causes, the lack of clear information means definitive conclusions remain out of reach. As with many anomalies in space imagery, the absence of context allows the mystery to persist. Ultimately, the photograph serves as a visual reminder of how much remains unknown about our nearest celestial neighbor. Whether the object represents a mundane optical effect or a profound discovery, its mystery keeps alive the public's fascination with the Moon and the unanswered questions that continue to surround it. The mystery of Maureen Lyanuhea Kelly. In June of the year 2013, 19-year-old Maureen Lyanuhea Kelly, known to her friends as Anu, vanished under mysterious circumstances while camping in the remote wilderness of southern Washington state. Her disappearance has remained one of the Pacific Northwest's most puzzling cases, marked by strange circumstances, conflicting theories, and a complete absence of physical evidence. Born on the 26th of September in the year 1993, Maureen was raised by her single mother, Mapwana, in Vancouver, Washington. Those who knew her remember a vibrant young woman with a creative spirit. She graduated from Lewis and Clark High School and dreamed of a future in music, often sharing videos of herself playing the ukulele and singing original songs online. Friends described her as adventurous and deeply curious about life, with an interest in personal growth and spiritual exploration. For some time, Maureen had talked about undertaking what she called a spiritual quest in the forest. When a group of friends decided to camp in the Gifford-Pinchot National Forest, near the slopes of Mount St. Helens, she saw it as the perfect opportunity to follow through on her vision. On the 9th of June 2013, she joined her friends at the Canyon Creek campground. The day was mild, sunny, and warm, with temperatures reaching the 70s. That evening, just hours before sunset, Maureen told the group she was heading out into the forest for her quest. She removed her clothing, placed a knife, compass, and matches into a fanny pack, and left the campsite barefoot. She told her friends she would return by midnight. No one attempted to stop her, as they believed it was something she genuinely wanted to do. As the night wore on, the conditions changed dramatically. The temperature dropped into the 40s, and with no clothing for warmth, Maureen would have been vulnerable to the cold. Adding to the challenge, it was the day after a new moon, meaning there was almost no natural light to navigate the dense forest. Although she carried a compass and matches, she had no flashlight to guide her way through the rugged terrain. When she had not returned by midnight, her friends became concerned and contacted the Skamania County Sheriff's Office. By the morning of the 10th of June, search and rescue teams were deployed, joined by volunteers and canine units. The area they were tasked with searching was remote and challenging, filled with steep drops, thick underbrush, and uneven ground. During the search, trackers discovered footprints that matched Maureen's size and shape. These prints led them down a steep slope toward a creek bed and then back up again, eventually reaching Forest Service Road 54. But at that point, the trail abruptly ended. Canine units were unable to pick up her scent beyond the paved road, leaving investigators baffled. Searchers noted the difficulty of the terrain, especially the section where her tracks descended into the canyon. Sharon Ward of the Pacific Crest Search Dogs remarked that the slopes were so steep and overgrown that navigating them barefoot seemed almost impossible. Even more puzzling was how Maureen could have climbed back up from the bottom without leaving further signs. The official search was called off after just 2 days due to a lack of new evidence, but it was briefly resumed after appeals from her family and friends. Unfortunately, no additional clues were found. Despite extensive efforts, there was no trace of Maureen, no personal items, clothing or remains. Authorities did not uncover any evidence suggesting she had been harmed by another person, nor did they find signs that she had been under the influence of any substances. Skamania County Undersheriff Dave Cox stated that the most likely scenario was that Maureen became disoriented, succumbed to the elements during that first night, and that wildlife activity may have obscured any physical evidence. Her family and close friends, however, have not been fully convinced by this explanation. Some, like her friend Yasmin, have suggested that Maureen may have intentionally chosen not to return, possibly seeking a new life or continuing her quest in a way that distanced her from her old world. As the years have passed, the mystery has only deepened. The disappearance of Maureen Leanuhea Anu Kelly remains a haunting case, a story of a young woman who walked barefoot into the wild on a summer evening and was never seen again. Whether her fate was the result of misadventure, a deliberate choice, or something entirely unforeseen, the unanswered questions continue to weigh heavily on those who knew and loved her. Mysterious carving depicting spacemen. In the rugged landscape of Val Camonica, Italy, lies one of the world's most intriguing archaeological treasures, a rock carving estimated to be around 8,000 years old. Among the thousands of petroglyphs etched into the stone of this valley, one particular depiction has captivated researchers, historians, and enthusiasts of ancient mysteries. It portrays humanoid figures with distinct halos or circular shapes surrounding their heads, accompanied by lines that appear to radiate outward like beams of light. To many, these carvings are not simply symbolic or artistic interpretations. They are visual records of real encounters with advanced beings, visitors from beyond our world. The humanoid forms in this ancient carving are not like typical human figures from prehistoric art. Instead, they bear a striking resemblance to individuals wearing helmets or headgear, reminiscent of modern-day spacesuits or even deep-sea diving equipment. The rounded head coverings, coupled with the radiating lines, evoke the idea of protective visors, transparent domes, or illuminated helmets. This uncanny similarity has led many to propose that the ancient artist was depicting beings who were not of this earth, beings who had arrived in the distant past, perhaps to observe, guide, or interact with humanity. Val Camonica itself is a United Nations educational, scientific, and cultural organization World Heritage Site, known for having one of the largest collections of prehistoric rock art in the world. Thousands of carvings depict scenes of hunting, agriculture, rituals, and spiritual symbolism. Yet, within this immense gallery of human history, the so-called ancient astronaut carvings stand apart. Their form and composition suggest something extraordinary, something outside the ordinary experiences of the people who lived there. The precision of the halos and the suggestion of rays of light hint at an encounter that made such a lasting impression on the local people that it was immortalized in stone for future generations to see. Supporters of the ancient astronaut theory point out that similar depictions of haloed, helmeted figures appear in ancient cave paintings and sculptures across the globe. From the rock art of the Sahara to petroglyphs in Australia and the Americas, human history seems to contain a recurring theme: mysterious visitors whose appearance was so unusual and otherworldly that early humans immortalized them in their art. This pattern suggests a shared experience among distant cultures, one that could have involved contact with advanced travelers from beyond our planet. In the case of Val Camonica, the combination of headgear, beams of light, and humanoid form tells a compelling story. The rays could represent not just light, but energy or power emanating from these beings. The helmets may have been necessary for them to survive in Earth's atmosphere, just as humans require specialized suits in the vacuum of space. Such details have led many to believe that these were not mythical gods or imagined spirits, but real beings encountered by ancient people, beings whose technology and presence left a profound impression. The possibility that these visitors were advanced extraterrestrial travelers opens up tantalizing questions. Were they here to study human development? Did they share knowledge or technology with early civilizations? Or were they simply explorers, much like humans are today, reaching out to observe life in other worlds. While definitive answers remain elusive, the physical evidence in the carvings is difficult to dismiss when viewed through the lens of this interpretation. Skeptics argue for symbolic or religious explanations, but even within spiritual traditions, the beings depicted stand apart from conventional representations of deities in prehistoric Europe. The mechanical, gear-like appearance of their head coverings and the deliberate inclusion of radiating lines make them look far more like travelers in protective suits than abstract symbols of spiritual power. For those who accept the carvings as genuine records of ancient contact, Val Camonica offers more than just an archaeological site. It is a historical archive that challenges the conventional story of human history. It suggests that our ancestors may have had direct experiences with visitors from the stars, and that they documented those encounters using the artistic tools available to them. Today, the mystery continues to inspire researchers and enthusiasts alike. The carvings stand as silent testimony to something remarkable that happened thousands of years ago, something that left such a deep impression that it was etched permanently into the bedrock of the valley. According to researchers, Homo sapiens, commonly known as modern humans, are believed to have emerged approximately 200,000 years ago. However, it is important to note that only a fraction of that time, specifically 195,000 years, has been documented and recorded. This means that an astounding 97% of our history remains largely unknown and undocumented. Throughout this extensive period, numerous significant events have taken place, and countless civilizations have risen and fallen. Unfortunately, due to the lack of tangible evidence left behind, we are unable to fully comprehend the existence and influence of these civilizations on our ancestors. It is a profound realization that the vast majority of our past, spanning thousands of years, remains shrouded in mystery. With each passing century, countless civilizations and their achievements have faded into obscurity, leaving us with only fragments of their legacy. The untold stories and untapped knowledge of these civilizations have become lost chapters in the epic tale of human history. According to certain researchers, it has been suggested that civilizations from the past have left behind intriguing symbols, drawings, and markings, which can serve as valuable clues in unraveling their activities and way of life. However, in the realm of archaeology, some anomalous findings have emerged, challenging our established historical understanding. One such intriguing discovery is an enigmatic drawing that was unearthed within a cave situated in Japan. Delving into the depths of this topic, it becomes increasingly evident that these ancient civilizations possessed a language of symbols and depictions that carried profound meaning. These visual remnants provide a window into their world, allowing us to gain insights into their rituals, beliefs, communication systems, and perhaps even their artistic expressions. The British Exploring Society was among the pioneers in sharing this intriguing discovery on their social media accounts, prompting their followers to weigh in with their interpretations. Since then, numerous other social media platforms have also shared this discovery, leading many to observe the striking resemblance between the drawing and an advanced aircraft. Similar drawings have been unearthed in various corners of the globe, including ancient Egypt. The fact that different civilizations have depicted the same phenomenon has raised eyebrows and sparked curiosity. However, one of the challenges associated with these discoveries is their isolated nature, often leaving researchers with little contextual information to determine the time period in which the drawing was created or the exact intent of the artist. Despite this, there are groups of individuals who believe that these drawings actually portray enigmatic flying aircrafts. Proponents of this theory argue that such depictions do not align with anything else known from those time periods, as aircraft and aerial vehicles were not believed to exist during those eras. Interestingly, these peculiar objects appear in the detailed accounts of various ancient cultures, including the Egyptians, Indians, and Mayans. The ancient Indians referred to these objects as vimanas, and it is noteworthy that numerous ancient paintings and carvings depict these enigmatic entities. Japan has a long history of intriguing and enigmatic tales, and one such captivating story revolves around the Utsurobune phenomenon. This incident, which occurred in 1803, centers around an extraordinary event where an alluring young woman appeared on the shores of Japan, aboard a peculiar, technologically advanced vessel. Inquisitive local fishermen were both fascinated and perplexed by her presence, as she seemed unable to communicate in the native Japanese language. Uncertain of how to handle this extraordinary situation, the fishermen eventually decided to release her back into the sea, allowing her to depart in her peculiar craft. Local legends surrounding this mysterious occurrence often allude to the woman being a visitor from a distant and unfamiliar land, as her appearance and demeanor were noticeably distinct from the local inhabitants. Some intriguing accounts even mention a captivating element. The woman was said to be clutching a mysterious box in her hands when she arrived ashore. The story of the Utsurobune serves as a testament to Japan's profound and long-standing fascination with extraordinary occurrences and their willingness to embrace the enigmatic and unknown. Though limited historical information exists, the legend continues to captivate the imagination, allowing for various interpretations and speculations about the origin and purpose of the woman's unusual vessel, as well as her own identity and intentions. This mesmerizing tale has become a notable part of Japan's folklore, embodying the enduring allure of the unknown and the ever-present desire to unravel its secrets. The legend surrounding Utsurobune is supported by 3 distinct historical references, all originating from the early 1800s. While these references provide different accounts of the incident, they share certain similarities. The story also mentions a series of investigations that were conducted, each yielding somewhat contrasting findings. Notably, one of the more recent investigations was carried out by Dr. Kazuo Tanaka from Gifu University of Tokyo. According to his research, the legends surrounding Utsurobune lack specific details regarding the boat's movement, but do highlight the peculiar fact that it remained motionless on the water. These findings shed light on the complexity and enigmatic nature of the legend, inviting further exploration and analysis. During their exploration of an ancient cave system in India, Dr. Bhagat and his team made yet another peculiar discovery. According to their findings, they stumbled upon an intriguing cave painting that bore a striking resemblance to an extraterrestrial being. Astonishingly, they estimated that this painting could potentially be over 10,000 years old. Dr. Bhagat expressed his keen interest in seeking the opinions of both NASA and the Indian Space Research Organization in regard to this astonishing find. This discovery has sparked the speculation among certain theorists that advanced ancient civilizations thrived thousands of years ago, leaving behind compelling evidence of their presence. For instance, some theorists highlight the intriguing stone figure found amidst a cluster of ancient Mayan ruins in Guatemala. This stone figure intriguingly depicts a remarkably accurate representation of a modern-day astronaut, skillfully crafted in stone. Naturally, this enigmatic stone figure has been at the center of numerous debates surrounding ancient civilizations. Some claim that the representation of these gods as advanced beings from distant planets is a testament to their superior knowledge and technology. It is believed that these ancient civilizations may have possessed a profound understanding of astronomy, space travel, and the existence of beings from other worlds. This remarkable discovery, along with the cave painting found in India, adds an intriguing layer to humanity's understanding of its ancient past. The search for answers and the interpretation of these mysterious relics continue to captivate the minds of both scientists and enthusiasts alike. The cave paintings, which can be found in close proximity to central India, offer an intriguing sight as they depict a variety of both human and animal figures. Astonishingly, these ancient artworks exhibit depictions of kangaroos, giraffes, and fish-like creatures, species that are not native to India. However, one particular painting caught the attention of the research team due to its uniqueness. Dr. Bhagat, a member of the team, provided an interesting perspective on this discovery, suggesting that it implies a possibility that humans in prehistoric times might have encountered or imagined beings from other planets. This notion, which continues to pique the curiosity of both people and researchers, is further reinforced by the presence of figures wearing spacesuits in some of the depicted scenes. While similar cave paintings have been discovered in the past, none have exhibited such intricate and detailed renderings until now. Remarkably, this specific region is also home to portrayals of flying saucers, equipment, and depictions of abduction, prompting amateur researchers to question why mainstream scientists have not pursued further investigation. They argue that the omission of these astonishing discoveries from our history books hinders our understanding of the past and maintains that such findings could provide invaluable insights. On the contrary, mainstream researchers have dismissed these depictions as mere drawings, lacking any historical significance. Reports of a mysterious phenomena have surfaced from all over the world in recent years. Witnesses have reported seeing a mysterious green laser beam strike the Earth, leaving them both amazed and perplexed. Curiosity and conjecture have been aroused by this unusual event, raising concerns about its cause, intent, and its ramifications. People all around the world have been enthralled by sightings of the strange green laser, which can be seen in both remote and bustling urban streets, as well as in rural regions. The uniformity with which the phenomenon is described in these tales is among their most striking features. Witnesses report witnessing a bright green laser beam strike the ground precisely and intensely, coming from an unidentified source. A haunting glow is projected over the surrounding region by the beam, which is sometimes described as pulsating or flickering, captivating viewers with its unearthly aspect. These sightings have occurred across continents and in a wide range of situations. The mysterious green laser has been seen in a variety of locations, from distant rural areas to densely crowded urban centers, which adds to the phenomenon's mystery and curiosity. Strangely enough, some people have come forward and said that the lasers are so strong that they have created holes in the Earth in some areas. Witnesses claim to have seen the green laser beam in urban areas coming from tall buildings or hanging in the night sky before hitting the Earth below. When the beam suddenly appears, it frequently causes a flurry of activity as onlookers pause to stare in awe and conjecture while trying to record the rare sight on film or camera. Sightings of the strange green laser take on a new character in rural and wilderness places, where witnesses report seeing the phenomena in the middle of isolated landscapes and natural surroundings. Stories of the beam piercing the night's darkness and illuminating the surroundings with an ethereal radiance, inspiring amazement and surprise at the scene unfolding before them, are told by hikers, campers, and outdoor enthusiasts. There are several theories as to the origin and function of the mysterious green laser. Some people hypothesize that it might be the outcome of top-secret military testing or experimental technology, implying that it might be a component of a covert project or surveillance operation. Some people have more bizarre theories, suggesting that it might be an indication of alien activity or a communication from a more developed society than our own. The exact nature of the strange green laser is still unknown, despite efforts to solve the riddle being made. Concrete answers are still hard to come by. Little information has come from official investigations, and authorities are unable to offer a conclusive explanation for the phenomena. The mystery and curiosity surrounding the strange event are only heightened by this lack of clarity, which encourages discussion and conjecture among specialists and enthusiasts alike. Reports of the strange green laser are still coming in from all around the world, and people are starting to get quite interested in it. In an attempt to discover the secrets of the beam, amateur investigators and researchers pore over images and recordings looking for hints and deciphering the trajectory and behavior of the object. The strange green laser is still a mystery, with no official explanation or hard evidence to support it. This leaves viewers to wonder and conjecture about its true nature and significance. The phenomenon reminds us of the endless secrets that exist beyond our grasp and the enduring fascination of the unknown, whether it is a result of human technology, a natural event, or something more mysterious and unfathomable. Officials and locals in Peru have said that a mysterious incident took place on the night of August 29th in the Peruvian province of Chincheros, specifically in the district of Ocobamba. Oddly enough, this happened around the same time as mysterious entities were seen throughout the area, causing some of the locals to suggest that they may be behind what happened. Many have said that the event has been covered up, but local residents have expressed beliefs that the notorious chupacabra may be responsible. Upon discovery, the two farmers were surprised to find what they did. Each sheep had a conspicuous and profound cavity in its head, while the lambs had their eyes extracted. Upon further investigation, it was revealed that a significant number of sheep had also undergone the removal of certain organs. The distressing sequence of events began with farmer Emilia Ruiz Santos, who tragically discovered 16 of her sheep, scattered on the ground just outside the enclosure where they had spent the night. Notably, another farmer named Segundina Quispe, residing in Palomino, faced the same distressing ordeal when 14 of her sheep were found in the same condition, mirroring the unsettling circumstances observed by Emilia Ruiz Santos. After receiving complaints, the Ocobamba police station promptly responded by sending their members along with civil defense agents from the municipality of Ocobamba to the affected area. In order to determine the cause of their passing, a coordinated effort was made with the National Agricultural Health Service. It was of utmost importance to thoroughly investigate this incident, as it had a profound impact on the local community, as stated by Ocobamba County Mayor Henry Vilches Arango. This comprehensive response demonstrates the commitment of the authorities to address the concerns raised and ensure the well-being of both the residents and the livestock in the region. The speaker also confirmed that, apart from the holes found in their heads, there were no further signs of injury on any of the sheep. This unsettling event took place in the morning, resulting in the tragic passing of more than 30 sheep. The exact reasons behind this incident remain unknown, leaving the community in a state of bewilderment and concern. Prior to this occurrence, such an unprecedented event had never taken place in the region, leading to a sense of disbelief among the entire population. As news of the incident spread rapidly throughout the community, residents began speculating and attributing the passing to the infamous chupacabra, a mysterious predator renowned for its attacks on animals. The incident in Ocobamba and its resemblance to cattle exploration has captured the attention of many. In both cases, the removal of organs from the animals is a common occurrence. Upon further investigation, representatives from SENASA, the National Health and Agricultural Food Quality and Safety Service, confirmed that they thoroughly examined the sheep. Their analysis led them to conclude that the cause of their passing was not due to any disease, but rather attributed to a wild animal attack. This finding sheds light on the mysterious circumstances surrounding these incidents and adds another layer of understanding to the peculiar phenomenon occurring in Ocobamba. Several lambs in the Andean highlands, located near the mentioned area, are experiencing brain injuries, including puncture wounds, as well as injuries to their eyes, characterized by severe damage or even loss. Others have come forward with similar encounters throughout the area. In the heart of the Peruvian highlands, a farmer named Juan Garcia found himself thrust into a puzzling and eerie mystery. As he tended to his flock of sheep one brisk morning, he made a chilling discovery that would send shockwaves through his community and ignite fears of the legendary chupacabra. Juan Garcia, a hardworking farmer in the Andean region of Peru, rose before the sun each day to tend to his small flock of sheep. The farmer said that his routine was simple and familiar. He would feed the animals, inspect their health, and ensure they were safe from predators. However, on that fateful morning, as he approached the grazing sheep, he noticed something disturbingly unusual. The chupacabra legend has fueled fear and intrigue across communities, especially in rural areas where livestock are essential for survival. Tales of inexplicable livestock passings and sightings of the elusive creature have contributed to the lore surrounding the chupacabra. Upon discovering the sheep with strange holes in them, Juan Garcia immediately contacted local authorities and veterinarians. The incident garnered significant attention in the region, as many villagers began to speculate about the involvement of the chupacabra. Veterinarians and animal experts conducted thorough examinations of the affected sheep, analyzing the holes and the surrounding tissue. Their findings were perplexing. The wounds did not match the patterns of common predators in the area, such as foxes or birds of prey. The legend of the chupacabra, like many folklore traditions, holds immense power over communities and individuals. It serves as a cultural framework for understanding and interpreting the unexplained. In the case of the sheep, the chupacabra legend offered a narrative that resonated with the eerie and unsettling nature of the injuries. Folklore allows communities to grapple with the unknown and the mysterious. It provides a means of coping with fear and uncertainty by attributing events to supernatural entities or forces. In Juan Garcia's village, the chupacabra was not just a creature of myth, it was a symbol of the inexplicable and a source of communal solidarity in the face of an enigmatic event. In the realms of Latin American folklore and paranormal mysteries, few creatures have captured the imagination as profoundly as the chupacabra. This enigmatic entity, whose name translates to goat sucker in Spanish, has carved out a lasting legacy as a fearsome and elusive predator, terrorizing rural communities and leaving a trail of mystery and intrigue. The chupacabra is believed to have originated in the latter part of the 20th century, with its earliest reported sightings occurring in Puerto Rico in the mid-1990s. These initial accounts described a creature that exhibited peculiar characteristics, including sharp fangs, red eyes, and spines along its back. Most notably, it was said to prey on livestock, particularly goats and chickens, by draining their blood through small, precise puncture wounds. The legend quickly spread across Latin America and beyond, fueled by reports of livestock mutilations and mysterious animal deaths attributed to the chupacabra. While the creature's physical description has varied over time and across regions, certain key traits, such as its blood-sucking tendencies and elusive nature, have remained consistent in the lore. The chupacabra has become a fixture in Latin American folklore, weaving its way into the narratives of rural communities. As a symbol of the unknown and the inexplicable, the chupacabra has served as a means of explaining unexplained livestock deaths, disappearances, and illnesses. In these stories, the chupacabra embodies the fears and anxieties of rural life, where livestock are often central to economic survival. The legend offers a way to grapple with the uncertainties of rural existence, attributing misfortunes to a supernatural predator rather than the complexities of nature. In various locations, there have been sightings and reports of a different variation of the chupacabra. Unlike the typical chupacabra, these creatures were smaller in size and walked on all fours. They bore resemblance to canines, although they lacked any fur on their bodies. Biologists who examined actual specimens concluded that these animals were either coyotes, dogs, or hybrids of the two. The bizarre appearance of these creatures was attributed to a condition called mange, which is caused by an infestation of mites. It is believed that these canines turned to attacking livestock because the infestation severely weakened them, making it difficult for them to hunt their natural prey in the wild. The news of the disturbing incidents involving Puerto Rican farm animals quickly spread, leading to a wave of complaints from farmers in several other countries. Mexico, Argentina, Chile, Colombia, and the United States all experienced a similar pattern of mysterious explorations among their own farm animals. The perplexing nature of these incidents left the farmers baffled, as they struggled to find a plausible explanation for the sudden and widespread loss of their livestock. Discussions are abound regarding the alleged top-secret scientific experiments conducted by the US government within the confines of the El Yunque rainforest. This particular notion isn't considered too far-fetched by certain Puerto Ricans, who already harbor feelings of being exploited by the Americans. In fact, they entertain the possibility that the US could have concocted a blood-sucking creature within the laboratory and subsequently unleashed it upon the local farmland, leading to significant damage and disruption. Such conjecture stems from a deep-rooted skepticism and mistrust, fueled by a history of perceived mistreatment and exploitation. Nestled deep within the heart of a dense forest, a man on social media said that his cabin stood as a sanctuary away from the chaos of urban life. Surrounded by towering trees and an air of tranquility, the cabin provided him with solace and the opportunity to reconnect with nature. The woods held their secrets, but he had always been drawn to the mysteries that lay hidden within the shadows. The man said that his fascination with wildlife led him to install a trail camera on the edge of his property. The camera was equipped with motion sensors, capturing candid moments of the forest's inhabitants. It was a way for him to glimpse into the lives of creatures that roamed the woods at night. One morning, the man scrolled through the trail camera's photos from the previous night. The images were familiar, but then something caught his eye, a photograph that he couldn't explain. Among the photos was an image that defied comprehension. Standing at the edge of the frame was a figure that seemed to bridge the line between the human and the animal, a creature with the body of a man and the head of a wolf. The man couldn't explain what he was looking at. He zoomed in, examining every detail, the creature's fur and the texture of its skin. It was as if the camera had captured the embodiment of the legends he had heard, the elusive Dogman. Determined to unravel the mystery behind the photograph, the man embarked on a quest for answers. He reached out to researchers and joined online communities dedicated to unexplained phenomena. As he delved deeper, the man found himself torn between skepticism and a yearning to believe. Months later, armed with newfound knowledge and a renewed determination, the man said that he decided to place additional trail cameras throughout the forest. He was compelled to capture another image of the elusive creature to validate his initial encounter. However, as of right now, the man reported that the creature has not returned. Many who have seen the image have said that it's the elusive Dogman. In the annals of cryptozoology, a creature known as the Dogman has captured the imaginations of many, blending the elements of the familiar with the mysterious. With reports spanning across various regions and cultures, the Dogman is a cryptid that straddles the line between myth and reality. This enigmatic creature, often described as a hybrid of man and canine, has ignited debates, inspired stories, and fueled curiosity among enthusiasts of the unknown. The legend of the Dogman is deeply rooted in folklore and oral traditions, with stories dating back centuries in different parts of the world. Variations of the creature are found in Native American legends, European tales, and other cultural narratives. While descriptions of the creature can vary, a common thread is the hybrid nature of a humanoid figure with distinct canine features, often characterized by its upright stance and canine-like head. The Dogman's name may vary from region to region, but the essence of the legend remains consistent, an elusive creature that traverses the boundary between the human and animal realms. Descriptions of the Dogman often depict a creature with the body of a muscular human and the head of a wolf or large dog. It stands on its hind legs, exuding a sense of both predatory strength and intelligence. Witnesses report encountering the creature in remote wooded areas, during late hours, or in proximity to water sources. While skeptics attribute these accounts to misidentifications of known animals or exaggerations of encounters with regular wildlife, those who believe in the existence of the Dogman maintain that the creature represents an unexplained mystery that defies categorization. The legend of the Dogman has transcended its origins to become a contemporary subject of fascination. It has inspired books, documentaries, podcasts, and online communities dedicated to exploring the phenomenon. Researchers and enthusiasts alike continue to investigate reported sightings and analyze evidence to decipher the truth behind the legend. The Dogman's enduring allure lies in its ability to straddle the line between reality and myth, drawing upon humanity's fascination with the mysterious and the unexplained. Its presence in popular culture has cemented its status as a figure that captures the imagination, making it a topic of intrigue for those who are drawn to stories that blur the boundaries between the natural and the supernatural. The legend of the Dogman also underscores the power of folklore and its role in shaping cultural narratives. Throughout history, stories of cryptids and mysterious creatures have served as cautionary tales, explanations for the unexplained, and ways of processing the mysteries of the natural world. These tales often resonate with our primal fears and curiosity, tapping into our fascination with the unknown and our desire to explore the uncharted territories of our imagination. Folklore and legends have a way of evolving and adapting to changing times, reflecting the concerns, beliefs, and hopes of societies across generations. The enduring popularity of the Dogman demonstrates how these stories continue to capture our collective imagination, offering a sense of wonder and a reminder that mysteries still persist in our world. Interestingly, these sightings have been reported all across the world, leading many to question the creature's true identity. Brazil, a land rich in diverse cultures and natural beauty, is also home to a wide array of folklore and legends that have been passed down through generations. Among these stories, the tales of werewolves and Dogman stand out as enigmatic and chilling. The concept of werewolves, humans who transform into wolves or wolf-like creatures under certain conditions, is not unique to Brazil. However, the Brazilian werewolf legends bear cultural and regional nuances that shape their narratives. In the southern regions of Brazil, particularly in states like Rio Grande do Sul, stories of the lobisomem have been passed down for generations. These creatures are said to be people who transform into wolf-like beings during full moons or as a result of a curse. These legends often serve as cautionary tales, warning against venturing into the wilderness after dark. One variation of the Brazilian werewolf legend involves a pact with the devil. According to the stories, individuals who make a pact in exchange for power or riches are cursed to become lobisomens. These tales reflect the cultural belief in supernatural consequences for those who stray from moral paths. While werewolves are common in Brazilian folklore, the concept of the dogman, a creature with a human body and a canine head, is also prevalent in some regions. The creature is often associated with rural areas and dense forests, and its appearance has led to various accounts of encounters. Reports of dogman sightings in Brazil share similarities with those from other parts of the world. Witnesses describe a creature with the body of a man, covered in fur, and possessing a canine head. Some stories recount the creature standing on two legs, while others depict it moving on all fours. One of the most notable dogman legends in Brazil centers around the dog of the curse. According to this legend, the creature is said to be the spirit of a soldier cursed for his wrongdoings. The creature is believed to wander the countryside, causing fear and trepidation among those who encounter it. Both werewolf and dogman legends in Brazil hold cultural significance beyond mere tales of the supernatural. These stories often serve as metaphors for various societal issues and fears. In the case of the werewolf legends, they can symbolize the struggle between human desires and moral boundaries, offering lessons about the consequences of one's actions. The dogman legends, on the other hand, tap into primal fears of the unknown and the dangers that lurk in the wilderness. The stories highlight the tension between civilization and the untamed wild, reflecting a cultural anxiety about the boundaries between human and animal realms. While many encounters with werewolves and dogman are steeped in folklore, there are also contemporary reports of sightings that add a layer of intrigue to these legends. Witnesses across Brazil claim to have encountered these creatures, sharing experiences that range from eerie sounds and shadows to actual sightings of humanoid figures with canine features. In the age of social media and online communities, these encounters are often shared and discussed, contributing to the ongoing fascination with the supernatural. As of right now, the stories of werewolves and dogman encounters in Brazil provide a unique window into the country's cultural landscape. Rooted in centuries-old folklore, these tales reflect the complexities of human imagination and the symbiotic relationship between storytelling and societal values. Whether viewed as cautionary tales or metaphors for human experiences, these legends continue to captivate and intrigue people across Brazil and beyond. As Brazil continues to evolve and modernize, the enduring presence of werewolf and dogman legends serves as a reminder of the power of tradition and storytelling in shaping cultural identity. These mysterious encounters, whether steeped in reality or myth, invite us to ponder the unknown, grapple with our fears, and explore the boundaries between the natural and the supernatural in a world rich with folklore and intrigue. A resident of Michigan had an intriguing encounter with what he believes to be an angelic presence. His home security camera managed to capture a remarkable image depicting an entity hovering over his pickup truck. Glenn Thorman, the fire chief of East Jordan, received 2 photographs via email. These photographs were captured by his security system. In an interview, Thorman explained the awe-inspiring experience he had when he encountered what he described as an angel. The initial photograph captures a hazy and indistinct image positioned directly above the truck. Subsequently, a second image depicts the obscured object in motion as it moves further away. Thorman promptly forwarded the photos to his church leader, Daniel Mose, who at the time was serving as a pastor at the Jordan Rivers Church. Recognizing their significance, Mose promptly took to social media and shared the photographs. According to Mose, the presence of an angel symbolizes a divine protector who diligently keeps an eye on their home while they peacefully slumber. Throughout the night, they offered prayers, hoping that the angels of the Lord would encircle both of them and their property. This belief in an angelic presence reflects their deep faith and trust in supernatural guardianship. Mose stated that the photographs were completely untouched and were captured by a camera that is triggered by motion. These photos have not been modified or manipulated in any manner. The encounter with the angelic apparition is a profound example of the intersection between the mundane and the divine. In a world where technology often dominates our lives, this instance reminds us that there is more to reality than what meets the eye. The juxtaposition of an advanced surveillance system capturing a spiritual entity challenges our conventional understanding of the limits of perception and experience. The story echoes historical narratives of angelic visitations, drawing parallels to moments when divine beings made their presence known to humans. The fact that such an encounter was captured on a security camera highlights the contemporary evolution of our relationship with the divine, taking place in a digital age marked by both skepticism and awe. Upon reviewing the footage, the man found himself confronted with a profound mystery, a vision that transcended the boundaries of his ordinary existence. The encounter sparked a cascade of questions, leading to a deep exploration of its potential meaning. Such experiences often prompt individuals to turn to their spiritual beliefs, seeking guidance from religious texts, personal faith, and community interpretations. The power of interpretation is central to encounters with the divine, as individuals grapple with the question of whether the sighting was a chance anomaly or a profound sign from a higher realm. Some may see the angelic apparition as a symbol of protection, guidance, or a message of hope during challenging times. Others might interpret it as a reminder of the presence of the divine in our lives, transcending the boundaries of time and space. While skeptics may attribute the sighting to glitches or optical illusions, the encounter resonates deeply with those who believe in the existence of divine beings and the possibility of their interaction with our world. As of right now, there's many who believe that this was a genuine encounter. Angels, as celestial beings, hold a significant place in various religious traditions, and their appearances have been recorded in texts, stories, and beliefs throughout human history. In the Bible, angels play a central role as messengers of God, bridging the gap between the divine realm and humanity. These appearances are often marked by profound significance, guiding, protecting, and delivering messages to individuals and groups. In the Bible, angels are described as messengers of God who serve as intermediaries between the heavenly realm and the earthly realm. They are depicted as beings of light, purity, and holiness, created by God to carry out specific tasks and convey divine messages to humanity. The appearances of angels are often marked by their awe-inspiring and supernatural nature, eliciting reverence, fear, and wonder from those who witness them. According to the biblical descriptions, angels are often depicted as radiant and majestic beings, emanating a heavenly light that shines brightly. Their appearance is unlike that of mortals, reflecting their celestial nature. In the book of Ezekiel, for instance, angels are described as having multiple wings, each adorned with eyes that symbolize their watchful nature and awareness of divine truths. The presence of angels is often accompanied by a sense of awe and reverence, with their appearance evoking a deep understanding of their divine origin and purpose. Angels serve primarily as messengers and agents of divine communication. Throughout the Bible, angels are dispatched by God to convey important messages, instructions, warnings, and revelations to individuals, communities, and even entire nations. Their appearances signal significant events, moments of guidance, or divine interventions in the course of human history. One of the most well-known appearances of an angel is found in the story of the Annunciation in the New Testament. The angel Gabriel appears to the Virgin Mary, announcing her role in giving birth to Jesus Christ. This divine encounter marks the beginning of the incarnation of God's Son on earth, highlighting the pivotal role that angels play in shaping the narrative of salvation. Angelic appearances in the Bible often carry deep symbolic meaning and spiritual guidance. Angels serve as symbols of God's presence, protection, and guidance during moments of uncertainty, fear, or despair. The appearance of angels can provide reassurance, comfort, and a reminder of God's watchful care over humanity. In the story of Hagar in the book of Genesis, an angel appears to her in the wilderness, assuring her of God's concern for her and her unborn child. This encounter serves as a powerful reminder that even in times of distress, God's providence and protection are ever present. Human responses to the appearance of angels in the Bible are marked by a mix of fear, awe, and humility. The supernatural nature of these celestial beings elicits a sense of reverence and wonder, often causing individuals to fall to the ground in worship or bow down in recognition of their divine origin. In the story of the shepherds' encounter with angels announcing the birth of Jesus, the shepherds are initially filled with fear. However, the angel's message of good news of great joy reassures them and leads them to Bethlehem to witness the fulfillment of God's promise. Consciousness, the very essence of human experience, remains one of the most profound and enigmatic aspects of our existence. Throughout history, philosophers, scientists, and thinkers have grappled with the question of what consciousness truly is and how it arises. Despite advances in neuroscience and psychology, the mysteries of consciousness continue to elude a complete understanding. Consciousness is the awareness of our thoughts, sensations, emotions, and the world around us. Yet, attempting to define consciousness in precise terms proves to be an elusive endeavor. It is simultaneously subjective and deeply personal, making it difficult to capture within the confines of language or scientific measurement. Philosophically, consciousness raises questions about the nature of self, free will, and the relationship between the mind and the body. The concept of qualia, the subjective, intrinsic qualities of experiences, adds another layer of complexity, as it highlights that not only do we experience the external world, but we also possess unique and unshareable perspectives on those experiences. In contemporary philosophy of mind, David Chalmers introduced the hard problem of consciousness. This term refers to the challenge of explaining why and how subjective experiences arise from physical processes in the brain. While science can provide insights into the neural correlates of consciousness, it struggles to account for the qualitative, first-person nature of conscious experience. The hard problem raises profound questions about the nature of reality, suggesting that consciousness might be fundamentally different from other natural phenomena, necessitating new ways of understanding the relationship between the physical and the mental. Neuroscience has made significant strides in understanding the neural basis of consciousness. Studies using advanced brain imaging techniques have identified regions of the brain associated with various conscious experiences, such as perception, memory, and emotion. However, these correlations between brain activity and conscious states do not fully explain the nature of consciousness itself. The binding problem, an aspect of consciousness research, concerns how disparate sensory inputs and cognitive processes are integrated into a unified and coherent conscious experience. This challenge highlights the complexity of the brain's information processing and the need to uncover the mechanisms that give rise to our integrated sense of self. Exploring altered states of consciousness, such as dreams, meditation, psychedelic experiences, and near-death experiences, offers a glimpse into the flexibility and plasticity of human consciousness. These states challenge conventional notions of reality and highlight the dynamic nature of our awareness. Dreams, for instance, provide a canvas for the mind to create vivid and immersive experiences that differ from waking life. The phenomenon of lucid dreaming, where individuals become aware that they are dreaming and can sometimes influence the dream's course, underscores the malleability of consciousness and its potential dissociation from the constraints of physical reality. As advances in artificial intelligence continue to reshape our world, questions arise about the potential for creating conscious machines. This inquiry touches upon the philosophical problem of whether consciousness is an emergent property of complex information processing or if it entails a unique form of subjective experience. Deep within the sprawling underground complex of the Large Hadron Collider, scientists and researchers quest for the most fundamental building blocks of the universe. The labyrinthine tunnels are a playground for particles that collide at energies equivalent to the early moments after the Big Bang. However, recently, above the complex, a shimmering and luminous portal materialized, with some calling it a gateway to an enigmatic world that defied explanation. Those who saw it described the portal as radiating an energy that seemed to warp the fabric of reality itself, capturing the awe and imagination of all who witnessed its emergence. The appearance of the portal immediately sparked fervent discussions among scientists, theorists, and enthusiasts alike. The initial scene has been vividly compared to a mysterious gateway, evoking the imagery of a dark portal, as witnesses recount how individuals were compelled to halt their vehicles by the roadside in order to capture videos of the spectacle. The visual impression is so captivating that it commands attention, drawing observers to witness and document the phenomena. A fascinating aspect of this object is its ability to captivate individuals. It has been reported that when one gazes directly into the aperture, the sky on the other side becomes invisible. As if the occurrence itself wasn't peculiar enough, numerous individuals have come forward to share their experiences. Delving deeper into these accounts helps shed light on the profound impact this object has had on those who have engaged with it. The dark opening up in the sky seems to be an intriguing and perplexing phenomenon, leaving many individuals puzzled and prompting a range of theories from those who have witnessed it. Its mysterious presence is causing a surge of speculation and conjecture as people attempt to make sense of this enigma. One individual put forward the suggestion that scientific experiments might have been carried out within the vicinity and that the current situation is an outcome of one of these experiments. According to this viewpoint, if the authorities indeed conducted these experiments during nighttime, it would be challenging to easily detect their activities. In an extraordinary turn of events, the already baffling appearance of this enigmatic phenomenon took an even stranger twist, as reports started circulating about objects emerging from the portal. Astonishingly, a witness, recounting her experience, claimed to have witnessed two spherical objects, resembling orbs, emanating from the portal. What adds to the intrigue is that these objects were captured on video, further corroborating the eyewitness account. This peculiar occurrence has left many puzzled and seeking answers to this unexplained event. Orbs, which are luminous spheres, have long been connected to peculiar occurrences, and reports of these brilliant illuminations date back centuries. These enigmatic balls of light have captivated the imagination of people throughout history, and they have often been linked to mysterious aircrafts. Many individuals claim to have a connection with unidentified objects, primarily because of the peculiar manner in which these aircrafts operate. Numerous eyewitness accounts attest to the fact that these objects exhibit signs of intelligent guidance, as they demonstrate the capability to maneuver swiftly, achieve high velocities, and even disappear from sight within a matter of seconds. Some interesting footage was just captured in the skies above Thailand. It was a clear day when a massive circular object appeared on a live camera feed, capturing the attention of people across the nation. Oddly enough, those who were watching the live camera said that moments later they pointed it in the opposite direction. The live cam, situated atop a tall building in the heart of Bangkok, was designed to capture the beauty of the night sky and share it with viewers around the world. However, on this particular day, the viewers were in for an unexpected surprise. As the camera panned across the sky, showcasing the city's beauty, a sudden movement caught people's attention. They were astounded to witness a large, circular object hovering above the city, and many who saw it said that it was unlike anything they had ever seen before. The strange object could be seen emitting a soft glow, casting an ethereal light on the surrounding clouds. Its surface appeared smooth, reflecting the sun's gentle radiance. The sight was both awe-inspiring and bewildering, as viewers from across Thailand tuned in to witness the extraordinary event. News of the strange object spread like wildfire, capturing the attention of local authorities. The footage was then shared on social media, and experts were called upon to analyze the live footage, searching for any clues that could shed light on the nature and origin of the mysterious craft. As the live cam continued to broadcast the breathtaking sight, it was reported that people gathered on the streets, their eyes fixed on the object that hovered above them. Excitement and speculation filled the air, with various theories circulating about the nature of the strange object. Some believed it to be a secret military experiment, while others embraced the possibility of advanced visitation. As the day progressed, the circular object was nowhere to be seen, leaving those who saw it with several questions. Those who live in the area have said that this isn't the first time that something strange has been witnessed above the city, and went on to describe other strange aircrafts that have been seen above the area, noting that many of them don't match things like aeroplanes. Interestingly, black circular objects such as this one have been a recurring phenomenon reported by individuals across the globe. These mysterious aerial objects, characterized by their circular shape and dark coloration, have captured the imagination and curiosity of both enthusiasts and skeptics. While various theories attempt to explain these sightings, the enigmatic nature of these black circular objects continues to intrigue and spark speculation. Reports of black circular objects date back several decades, with witnesses describing encounters that range from fleeting glimpses to sustained observations. The distinct shape and dark coloration of these objects set them apart from conventional aircraft or natural phenomena, prompting further investigation and scrutiny. One possible explanation for black circular sightings is the misidentification of conventional aircraft or man-made objects. In low-light conditions, or when viewed from a distance, the absence of discernible features or lighting on these objects may give the appearance of a solid black disc or circle. Additionally, stealth technology utilized by military aircraft can contribute to the dark appearance of certain aerial vehicles. However, there are instances where witnesses assert that these objects exhibit characteristics and flight patterns that defy conventional explanations. Witnesses have reported these objects maneuvering at high speeds, making sudden changes in direction or hovering motionless in the sky. Such behaviors challenge the capabilities of known aircraft and raise questions about the origin and nature of these enigmatic objects. Another theory suggests these objects may represent advanced technological crafts developed by classified government programs or foreign entities. It is plausible that black-colored materials or coatings are employed to enhance stealth capabilities, making these objects less detectable by radar or other surveillance systems. The secrecy surrounding these classified programs could explain the limited public awareness and understanding of these unconventional aerial phenomena. Alternatively, some proponents argue that these sightings may be linked to advanced visitation or the existence of unidentified advanced civilizations. They propose that these objects represent spacecraft from distant planets or dimensions, with the circular shape potentially being an optimal design for interstellar travel. Supporters of this theory point to the extraordinary flight characteristics and maneuvers exhibited by these objects, which surpass the capabilities of known human-made technology. Skeptics, on the other hand, contend that these sightings are often the result of misperceptions, optical illusions, or psychological factors. They argue that human perception is fallible, and various cognitive biases and visual cues can lead witnesses to interpret ordinary objects or atmospheric phenomena as extraordinary sightings. Despite the skepticism, the frequency and consistency of these sightings cannot be dismissed outright. Many witnesses report profound and life-changing experiences, leaving them with a strong conviction that they have witnessed something extraordinary. These accounts, coupled with corroborating evidence such as photographs, videos, or radar data, provide a basis for further exploration and investigation. To gain a deeper understanding of these black circular sightings, rigorous scientific study and data collection are necessary. Advanced technologies, such as radar systems, high-resolution cameras, and other remote sensing instruments, can aid in capturing accurate and detailed information about these objects. Collaboration between researchers, scientific institutions, and governmental agencies can contribute to a more comprehensive and systematic analysis of these sightings. As of right now, the objects seen above Thailand, along with black circular sightings, continue to captivate the imagination and intrigue of individuals around the world. While conventional explanations such as misidentifications, human-made objects, or optical illusions may account for some of these sightings, the extraordinary flight characteristics and behaviors described by witnesses raise intriguing possibilities. Further research, scientific investigation, and collaboration are necessary to uncover the truth behind these enigmatic aerial phenomena. Only through a systematic and objective approach can we hope to shed light on the nature and origin of black circular objects and advance our understanding of the mysteries that lie beyond our skies. The day was clear and crisp above the vast expanse of Yellowstone National Park. In the heart of the park, a network of live cameras captured the breathtaking beauty of nature's spectacle for the world to see. But on this particular day, one of those cameras captured something that would defy explanation. It was a typical day, and many who had viewed these cameras had grown accustomed to monitoring the park's wildlife, geological wonders, and the ever-changing landscapes. At first, those who were watching the live camera noticed a subtle glimmer on the horizon, a shimmering presence that seemed out of place in the natural world. As the camera operators zoomed in to investigate, they were greeted by an awe-inspiring sight. Soaring gracefully across the azure sky was a colossal, orange-glowing bird that matched the descriptions of the mythical thunderbird. Its wings stretched wide, each feather blazing with an ethereal orange luminescence that bathed the surrounding landscape in a warm, enchanting glow. Those who saw the photographs couldn't believe their eyes, and their hearts raced with excitement as they continued to track the bird's majestic flight. The thunderbird, as it had come to be known, soared above the geysers and canyons, leaving a trail of sparkling radiance in its wake. News of the remarkable event spread quickly throughout social media, where many claimed that they had seen a thunderbird soaring above Yellowstone National Park. Many commented that they couldn't explain what the creature was, and suggested that this bird could have been responsible for the thunderbird stories. Some believed the thunderbird was a natural phenomenon, an extraordinary species of bird that had never been documented. Others, steeped in Native American folklore, whispered that it might indeed be the mythical thunderbird, a powerful and legendary creature revered by indigenous cultures across North America. Many who have seen the images said that they've never seen a bird like this before, and further added that Yellowstone National Park live cameras are clear, so ruled out the possibility that this was a camera artifact. As of right now, there's many who believe that this could be evidence of the mythical thunderbird. In the rich tapestry of Native American mythology, the thunderbird occupies a special place, a creature of immense power, revered for its significance across many indigenous cultures. The thunderbird is more than a mythical creature. It is a symbol deeply intertwined with the spiritual and cultural fabric of Native American societies. The thunderbird's origins can be traced to various Native American tribes across North America, each with its own unique interpretation and mythology. While the specific details vary, certain common elements define the thunderbird across these diverse traditions. Generally depicted as a massive bird with wings that span the sky, the thunderbird is believed to have the power to summon storms, including thunder and lightning, through the flapping of its wings. One notable variation of the thunderbird legend comes from the Ojibwa Chippewa people of the Great Lakes region. In their tradition, the thunderbird is seen as a gigantic bird with feathers capable of creating thunder by clapping them together. The Ojibwa believe that the thunderbird is responsible for shaping the landscape through its battles with the underwater spirits, known as Mishipeshu, or underwater panthers. This conflict between the thunderbird and underwater spirits is emblematic of the struggle between natural forces and spiritual beings in Native American cosmology. Another variation of the thunderbird legend is found among the Lakota Sioux of the Great Plains. In Lakota mythology, the thunderbird is often depicted as a powerful and benevolent spirit that brings life-giving rain to the earth. The thunderbird's role as a rainbringer reflects its status as a vital figure in agricultural societies, where rainfall is essential for crops to thrive. The thunderbird's cultural significance extends beyond its role in creating and controlling natural phenomena. It serves as a symbol of power, protection, and spirituality in Native American communities. The thunderbird is often associated with the sacred number 4, the 4 winds, 4 seasons, and the 4 cardinal directions, underscoring its importance in guiding and protecting people in their journeys through life. In some tribes, the thunderbird is considered a guardian spirit, and individuals may seek visions or spiritual experiences to establish a personal connection with this powerful entity. Native American warriors, in particular, often invoked the thunderbird for protection and strength before going into battle, believing that its majestic presence would shield them from harm. The Thunderbird also plays a prominent role in traditional ceremonies and dances, where intricate masks and regalia are crafted to honor and represent this mythical creature. The dances associated with the Thunderbird are often accompanied by rhythmic drumming and chanting, creating a powerful and spiritual atmosphere. The Thunderbird's influence transcends the boundaries of time and culture, and it continues to be a vital part of contemporary Native American identity. Despite the challenges faced by indigenous communities throughout history, the Thunderbird remains a symbol of resilience and cultural pride. Many Native American artists and craftspeople incorporate Thunderbird imagery into their work, connecting their creations with the ancestral traditions that have shaped their heritage. Furthermore, the Thunderbird's influence extends to the broader American cultural landscape. In recent years, the Thunderbird has gained recognition and respect from non-Indigenous individuals and communities, serving as a symbol of the enduring legacy and wisdom of Native American cultures. The Thunderbird's representation in art, literature, and popular culture underscores its significance as a bridge between Indigenous and non-Indigenous communities. Although these types of discoveries are interesting, there is a darker side to national parks. Over 250,000 individuals are reported missing every year, with estimates of actual missing persons cases that are left unreported, pushing that total to more than an expected 300,000 cases annually. With that many reports, it is no wonder that a vast majority of these cases are left unsolved. However, every now and then, there are a series of missing cases that emerge that are so peculiar they become the subject of internet theories and impossible to explain theories. Known as the Missing 411, there appears to be a substantial number of missing persons cases relating to the disappearances of individuals from national parks. In fact, many of these Missing 411 cases are believed to not be investigated too deeply, as some form of supernatural or paranormal cover-up takes place in these undisturbed locations. According to the official missing persons report, experienced hiker and outdoorsman Patrick Amon would suddenly be reported missing by close family and friends on the evening of the 15th of June, back in 2012. Patrick Amon's sudden vanishing would take place while he was camping within the small town of Manton, located in California, which rested adjacent to a large span of unexplored open wilderness. At the time of his disappearance, Patrick was 40 years old, and he was engaged in a hiking expedition with two of his closest companions, two men by the name of Damon Baker and Danny Finch. Their exploration would take the three men to the foothills, nestled just below the majestic Mount Lassen National Park, at an elevation of approximately 3,200 feet. The terrain in the area was characterized by dense vegetation, adorned with towering trees that made aerial surveillance difficult throughout the entire region. According to both Damon and Danny, as the day waned and the sun began its descent, the trio of hikers made the last-second decision to venture in separate directions temporarily. According to the two companions, Patrick appeared to have been disinterested in returning with them to the campsite and seemed reluctant to end their hike. Instead, Patrick began to travel on his own, before telling his friends he'd meet up with them at their parked vehicles later in the day. Patrick, perhaps driven by a sense of adventure, chose to wander off on his own, while Damon and Danny agreed to regroup at their parked vehicles later. However, as the appointed time arrived, Patrick failed to return, causing mounting concern among his friends. Alarmed by Patrick's absence, they promptly alerted the United States Forest Service, which swiftly coordinated efforts with the Tehama County Sheriff's Department to initiate a search operation. Deputies diligently scoured the vicinity throughout the weekend, meticulously combing through every inch of the area where Patrick was last seen by his two friends and down winding nearby trails that stretched out from the location. Despite their exhaustive efforts, however, the search yielded no concrete evidence as to where Patrick Amon had disappeared off to, or any indications of a crime or attack having taken place. The absence of tangible clues shrouded the circumstances surrounding Patrick's puzzling disappearance in an unsettling veil of uncertainty. The Reading Record Searchlight, a local newspaper, published an article on the 18th of June, less than 3 full times into the search and rescue operation, shedding light on the perplexing case. It stated, "Searchers found no evidence of violence, but the lack of evidence has cast suspicions on the circumstances of Amon's disappearance." The region where Patrick vanished was dotted with scattered homes and crisscrossed by paved roads, enabling access to the surrounding landscape, making it difficult for Ayman to have suddenly become lost without finding his way out of the area by stumbling into an occupied residence or nearby roadway. In their quest to unravel the mystery, the search teams employed a diverse range of resources, including helicopters from the California Highway Patrol, specially trained canines, and dedicated volunteers. Regrettably, these extensive efforts yielded little more than a few fleeting footprints, offering no definitive leads or breakthroughs. Undeterred by the absence of progress, Patrick's family took matters into their own hands. On the 23rd of June, 10 days following Patrick's disappearance, Ayman's family enlisted the services of Air Shasta, a private helicopter company, to conduct an aerial search of the area where Patrick had disappeared. During the flight, the keen-eyed pilot noticed a flurry of bird activity in a particular location and swiftly directed ground searchers to investigate further. It was at this moment that the unknown fate of Patrick Ayman took a tragic turn. According to investigators, Patrick Ayman was discovered amidst dense undergrowth, concealed within heavy brush just 200 yards away from the roadside, near the intersection of Ponderosa Way and Forward Road. Preliminary assessments by the deputies involved in the recovery operation indicated no glaring signs of violence inflicted upon the body. However, the placement of overgrown bush and thickets made it difficult to explain how his body ended up in such a tightly hidden area. Investigators made special note that the thorns alone would have made the thickets an impossibly uncomfortable place to camp through the night, and the depth at which Patrick was placed in the bushes seemed unnatural for a person to have ended up in. The Corning Observer, another local publication, released an article on June 26th, providing additional insight into the circumstances surrounding Patrick's untimely demise. In the article, Lieutenant David Greer, the on-scene commander for the Tehama County Sheriff's Office, expressed his observation, saying that it looks like he crawled into the area where his body was found. It is hard for me to believe if he was conscious when the search was being conducted that he wouldn't have called out for help. Deputies confirmed that Patrick had been in possession of a wallet filled with cash, and outwardly he showed no visible signs of injury. This realization only added to the profound sense of bafflement surrounding the search and rescue efforts. A sense of disappointment permeated the community, as expressed by Doherty, who remarked, "Why search teams didn't find Ayman sooner? I'm at a loss to explain." In the days that followed, an analysis of the search operation revealed a disconcerting truth. Dozens of searchers had unknowingly walked past Patrick's concealed body during both informal and formal search endeavors. Despite the involvement of a helicopter from the California Highway Patrol, which had been equipped with forward-looking infrared technology, the lifeless form of Patrick Ayman eluded detection, remaining concealed merely 100 yards away from his last known whereabouts. Even the canine teams, renowned for their heightened senses and exceptional tracking abilities, appeared to have traversed the area without reacting to Patrick's presence. It was not until 10 agonizing days had passed that Patrick's final resting place was ultimately discovered. The circumstances surrounding Patrick's tragic disappearance and subsequent discovery echoed the patterns identified in numerous disappearances chronicled in books on the subject. The eerie proximity of his body to the 6 small bodies of water scattered throughout the region gave rise to intriguing conjectures. Was it mere coincidence, or did these bodies of water hold some hidden significance of the area's mysteries? Searchers and investigators were left pondering this enigma, grappling with the notion that Patrick, seemingly capable of finding refuge within the thicket, had refrained from calling out to those diligently calling his name.